Hello and welcome to the video. Well, in this video, we're going to discuss about what's SHA-256 and what's the role of SHA-256. We're going to understand what roles SHA-256 plays in the blockchain. So let's look at the person. There is a person, could be me or you, and we have a fingerprint, and different people have different fingerprints. So if you look at many different people, they are going to have different fingerprint. Is there any possibility that some of people have same fingerprint? I don't think so, and it's not even possible. So in a way, you can say a fingerprint is an identifier of a person, and that's a very powerful concept which used by forensic department in the police, where they can identify criminals just by their fingerprints and takes the evidence to the court. Now if we could take the same fingerprint and apply it to the digital document, and what if we could take the same principle and apply it to the digital documents? What if we could come up with a sort of fingerprint that would identify the documents for us, such as fingerprints? Yes, there is. It's called SHA-256. It's look like this. So algorithms behind SHA-256 was developed by NSA. Well, SHA-256, it works very well. It stands for Secure Hash Algorithm 256 bits. It works very well. It's very secure, and a lot of places in the world, a lot of applications uses it to store password, check the digital document. In fact, in the blockchain, it is used. That's like one of the core thing and the core principle of building the blocks of the blockchain. As we'll see further down in this section, and the code for the algorithms for SHA-256, it's not secret, it's open, completely open. Anybody can learn it, anybody can understand it, how it works. At the end of this video, I'll actually recommend you can read through and understand how SHA-256 works. Now this hash algorithm is called SHA-256, which stands for Secure Hash Algorithms, and the 256 is the number of bits it takes up in the memory. The hash is always 64 characters long, and it consists, as you can see, not just from digits but actually from the letters as well. That's because it's a hexadecimal hash. It has number from 0 to 9 and the letters from A, B, C, D, F. So there's total 16 of them. So that means each character in the resulting hash takes up 4 bits. 4 to power of 2 is 16, and that's how these numbers are linked up together, 16, which is 256. And the most important things is to note here is that this algorithm's not just gonna work for words, documents, or the text. It works with any digital document or anything, even PNG, JPEG, or videos. So you could put a video into the algorithm, and you could put put some text, you could put any audio, you could put any executable file, you could put a whole operating system there, and whatever you put, it'll spit out a fingerprint. So let's have a look on SHA-256 in action. So basically here I just come over here to just show over here how SHA-256 we're gonna work, and there's furthermore hashes, but SHA-256 is the most secure one, and blockchain is just using that technology. How it's gonna work, let me tell you. So let's say there's an input, and you can put any sort of code, you can put any video, you can put any digital document over here, and what it's gonna do, it's gonna just convert it right away into the encrypted key with the SHA-256. Let's say I'm just gonna put my name over here, and you can see the result right away. It's just changing. Let's say if I'm going to remove anything, if I'm going to put anything, it'll going to just having changes, updating the code right away, and it's irreversible. You can't go back from the hash or the code which generated to the original file, but you can go from from the code to the hash. So it's one-way direction. Let's say we just have a command, let's say if I'm going to type print anything, any code. Let's say I'm just putting hello world over here. Simply, it's a piece of code, it's a function, simple function, but can you see that it having that output? So it's basically having the same thing. It's mean hello world, but nobody can recognize that what does it mean, and nobody can go back and can do reverse engineering out of it. So what I suggest you just go and you just have a look on that, you just play around with that, and I suggest you to just understand how it works. It's a really important concept for the blockchain as well as the other programming stuff. So there are 5 main requirements for the hash algorithms SHA-256. Number 1, it has to be one way, as I just mentioned earlier. So basically what it means is that you cannot go backwards. You cannot go from hash to the document. So you cannot store or reverse engineering the document based on the hash. It has to be like a fingerprint. If you have the fingerprint, you cannot store how the person looks like. So you cannot understand what are the color of the eyes of the human or anything about him just by the fingerprint. But at the same time, what you have, if you have a person, can always have the fingerprint. Number 2, it has to determine the meaning that it takes the same document, exactly the same document later on. And if I run and apply the hash algorithm, I'll get the same output. What does it mean? The main thing, if I'll put the same input in the hash algorithms, I'll going to get the same output every time. No matter what, if I'll going to put my name in the hash algorithms, every time if I'll use the same key spelling, so I'm gonna get the same output. Let's say I'll put a same file, and there's not even a minute change in the file and the document, and I'll put into the hash algorithm. It's always going to return me the same output which it gives me earlier. But if there's a minute change in the file, minute change in the spelling, it will change the hash. It can't be the same. So these things are pretty straightforward. The third requirement is it has to have a fast computation, and we're going to see throughout the series of the video why that's important. And the fourth requirement is it's going to be avalanche effect. As I mentioned, if you just change a little minute detail, it'll going to change the complete hash. Whether you just like uses capital or small letter of the same spelling, it'll going to change and have an avalanche effect and completely change the hashing algorithm. So that is the basically concept of the hash algorithm in a nutshell. I hope you just get an idea and understanding of that. But what I just definitely suggest you just like, work on your own as well at the same time, because, the concept and the point of making me those videos is not about to get you the tutorials and, to spoon feed you. My point is to go on your own and you can just read the document. It's not just going to be tutorials. Definitely we're going to build a cryptocurrency and blockchain in the same series of video, which is for sure. And we're going to create a real life project and create a real life cryptocurrency. But it doesn't mean it will be going to be a completely tutorial. If you're going to follow along, definitely you can create that, but it'll going to be useless. What I want is to just like understand the concept and the things, and so you can create the things on your own and you can use your brain. So in the end of the video, what I suggest you to have a reading on SHA-256. I'll going to attach the link in the description so you can go and understand how the SHA-256 is gonna work. So it'll be good for you to understand the core principle of blockchain. I hope you just get an idea of blockchain and SHA-256. Just let me know if there's any feedback, and hope to see you in the next video. Take care.